beautiful evening to you. You're welcome to another exciting edition of Sport Extraordinary on Atlantic Television Network. My name is Kingsley Mano. Very happy, of course, to be back here. Edition. We shall take a look at some of the fixtures we're expecting this weekend from the top 5 leagues in Europe. Not forgetting match day 17 of the Nigerian Premier Football League, as well as all the stories are revolving around the beautiful world of sport. It promises to be an exciting one this evening, and we'll urge you to sit tight as we have a lot on our menu for you today. We'll take a break, and we'll come back from the break, we'll unravel all that you need to know revolving around the beautiful world of sports this evening. Stay with us to be right back. Welcome back to Sports Extraordinary on Atlantic Television Network, and of course I'm not in the studio alone this evening. I have Airport Temple. Good evening to you, Temple. Nice to have you on today's edition of the show.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, Kingsley, and of course good to have you back too. We're here to talk sports, and always a pleasure to dish out the best in sports.
Mike as well is here. Mike, good evening to you, and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Very much. Good evening to you, Kingsley, and good evening to our viewers out there. Always a delightful moment talking sport, and today it's a full house. I guess it's because of the weekend edition of the show. A lot is set to come your way this evening on the show.
Of course, lots we have for you down here, and of course, when you have the guys, in the house like this, it promises to be an exciting one. Let's start the show this evening with cricket. Fresh from winning the 2026 Cricket International Cricket Council T20 African Sub-Regional Qualifiers, Nigeria male senior cricket team, the Yellow Greens, have continued their unbeaten run at the T20 Continental Cup in Rwanda with 2 wins so far in 2 games. Nigeria secured a 29-run win over Botswana at the Kahanga Cricket Oval on Thursday to mark the second of the tournament, having beaten host Rwanda by 6 wickets in their opening game as well. Temple, let me come down to you. It's been an impressive run for the Yellow Greens.
When you have infrastructure matched with the manpower resource, and then you have the technical know-how, that is what is happening. Is working for us, and I really thank Steve Tikolo and his guys for doing so well. I just hope that they will continue to push some of the T20 tests, is just to prepare them for what is to come. But I think that they've ended the year on a high, and they deserve all the applause, like I said.
All right, Michael, let's talk about the Cricket Federation. Just like Temple said, cricket used to be one of the most recognized sports, in Nigeria, but we've really seen a decline for some years now. And now Tikole is back at the helm of affairs, putting up cricket as well at the forefront at this moment. But if you take a look at it, if you go out there and ask some Nigerians about the Yellow Greens, do they really know much about them? Do they even know the tournament they are currently playing at the moment? No one probably know. At least out of 10, maybe one, you can definitely, you will get, at the end of the day. We know sport like football.
What he's doing already, because just like you said earlier, the cricket in the past years is the top sport to recognize with right here, especially in Nigeria, to be precise. But in South Africa, I think it's one of the oldest games out there as well, which they have also invested so much in it. Since Uyakpata came on board, we've been able to see some of the facilities used for the cricket event being improved, which is very key. And that is the reason why we are getting the nod to host some of this mini competition or even some of the qualifiers, because if you don't have a standardized facility to be there, we must also try to improve on other areas of sending our coaches out of the shores of Nigeria so that they can be able to learn the new tricks, the new trade, sharpen their skills so that when they come here, they can also add value. That is how we get to improve the course of the game. So these are basic things that I think that we Akpata need to do if we truly want to maintain and sustain this momentum that we are building in the cricket world.
All right, let's see how it goes. Impressive run so far for Team Nigeria in the T20 qualifiers as it stands. We hope, of course, they continue in this impressive performance. Now, the four teams in the tournaments will play one another 3 times. Harris in Abu Dhabi this weekend. Temple, I don't know what you make of it. The man said he has struggled with his emotion, in Mercedes this season especially. But he said he wants to finish on a high, and his last race comes up this weekend. That's the Abu Dhabi. Don't forget, the Abu Dhabi was when, I think that last 2-3 years ago, that was when Lewis Hamilton, I think he had that tussle between him and Max Verstappen. And since then, Hamilton, has not been at his best. In fact, since 2 years now, or 3 years to say, he only had 1 podium finish, which was this season in Barcelona. I don't know what you make of it. What do you make of this weekend race for Lewis Hamilton? This is going to be his last race, for Mercedes.
Yeah, I no doubt. Lewis Hamilton is a fine driver. He has equaled Michael Schumacher's 7-time drivers' championship, which is very fantastic. He's one of the greatest names you can ever think of. If you follow his strides with McLaren when he won, and then came to Mercedes, he won 6 consecutively with them. They won 7 constructors titles in 12 years that he has stayed with them. That tells you how massive, Lewis Hamilton and his effort with the team has been. And very fantastic to say that that marriage is coming to an end. That's because after he lost to you're not the only driver. There are other young lads who are coming in, the likes of Lando Norris. Before it was Charles Leclerc, pushing from Ferrari, we saw